Well, we figured this would happen. It's going to be Levi Hall entering the game for Mazzaferro, and so the defense is going to have to slide around. Levi's going to go back to the outfield and right field. Slykart's moving from right to third, and moving from third to second is Evan Avitia. So we will have to see how this holds up, because the lineup that we saw to start the game is the Vanguard's best defensive lineup because of Slykart's speed out there and right. But now at the hot corner, he's had a couple of errors so far this season. We'll see how that fares, but Evan Avitia had plenty of experience between second, short, and third. Edmondson finds his own there, 1-1.
And I mean, why not with Slykart?
But if I told you that Vanguard walked 3 Point Loma batters, and then Vanguard had all 3 of their outs come via strikeout, who would you think is winning? Foul ball.
No, it's one of the weirdest things that you ever seen. Something, right?
All right, chopper there from Rodriguez. Slykart's going to be tested here. Good corral there, and rifles over to Gallegos for the first out. So Slykart, early test here, but nothing doing there for a man who's been bouncing back and forth from right and third all season long.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of Nino Voltaggio last year. He's just basically, he gives it 100%, and there's no in between.
How many times have we seen Nino Voltaggio overrun a ball from his position either in center or left, depending on, if Corey Jarrell was injured? And so, yeah, you're exactly right. The speed is very similar to Nino Voltaggio, although I think Slykart's a little bit more fluid than Nino, just in terms of how smooth he is at corralling and ranging over. Nino, everything was hard, even his steps were hard, I would say. Slykart's a little bit more light on his feet.
That's a very true statement. You saw all the grass getting picked up every time he ran out there.
It was as if he was angry at the ground every single time he took a step. Foul back, and the bat goes and almost caught Jake Schwartz in the on-deck circle. 3-1. And the 4th walk of the day for Spencer Edmondson. He's also worn his fair share of pitches, at 3. Grounder through the right side. Evan Avitia couldn't range over, and it's a nice little single there for Schwartz. And goodness me, wore that one in the ear hole. And Edmondson really struggling with the command now, Zuby.
We saw that also against Cal State LA.
Yeah.
Their number 9 hitter had supplied the most runs, had the most hits, doing everything right.
Backdoor breaking ball gives Edmondson a very friendly count, 0-2. Edmondson needs it here, but missed downstairs. Ariaga, good eye. Perez blocks well there. And we talked about it in the top of the first as well, Zuby. Perez is really going to be tested because of the lack of depth of the catcher position now because of the Abe Hernandez injury. And he had the early test with the runner on the move, hosed him down. But, man, oh, man, are we in for a treat to see what this man Perez is truly made of, who has somehow exceeded all expectations as just a freshman. Skied up, Shiggy's got a good read on it in foul territory. Does he let it drop? No, he doesn't. He makes a snag, and the runner will hold. Shiggy rifled that one, and the runner had to hold. A big out there.
I would start questioning. I was wondering if
I don't know if you remember this, Zuby. 2 years ago in the GSAC tournament, there was a foul ball down the right field line, and it was pretty deep, and it was a close ball game. Tommy Rodriguez was playing out in right, and after the game, I remember talking to all the players saying that he should have let that ball drop because it was a deep enough ball that the sac fly could have scored, and there was only 1 strike in the count, so obviously you take the free strike with the foul ball, and so I'm always intrigued whenever those balls are deep enough to see if an outfielder elects to let it drop.
it's one of the biggest if questions you'll ever see in a baseball game. If you let a foul ball drop, would he get this guy with this batter out either with a strikeout or maybe something close?
Good gas there by Edmondson. Blows past Mr. May.
Yeah, I got May guessing on that one.
Point Loma hoping for some early Mayflowers. A little bloop shot there. Avitia's got a ways to go, and it drops in front of Levi Hall. They're going to try to go to 3, and his foot came off the bag. No, it did not. Slycart now got tripped up, trying to get the runner out at second, but no dice there. It's 2 runs coming across for Point Loma. And right on cue, Zuby, defensively, what do you think about Slycart not being out in right field?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a speed loss.
I mean, we've seen Slycart track down some balls that you thought, hey, had no chance of getting. Antrican, a prolific home run hitter in his own right. Perez does a good job blocking well again with the 2 runners in scoring position. Count is full.
Getting up there in the pitch count, already a half-century mark.
Jeez. They're 1 2/3. Reminder, we're going to go 9 here and then 7 in game 2. Count us full. Load him again. Coach Green continues to pace the dugout, just fuming.
And most likely upset that he has to go to the bullpen this early.
Hit hard in the right field, and it will drop. Levi Hall couldn't get it. It's at the base of the wall. Hall stumbles with the ball. Now he rifles over to Evan Avitia, and it will get past him. Gallegos rifles to third, and it's airmailed over slide cart. 5-1 ball game. Now we're going to see the junior utility man from Coopville, Washington, George Fox transfer. Noam Effort. Effort takes for a strike. On the ground, Avitia, a chance to end the inning. And he does. But not before the Point Loma offense shows why it was one of the best teams in the country a season ago. 5-1 lead now going to the bottom. Had an incredible start to his career. And right on cue, he takes the first pitch ball. And that's one thing about Angel Perez. He does not lift his bat early in these ABs whatsoever. Perez leads the team in batting average and OBP. He's been more than what Vanguard could have hoped for. As the bat continues to rest on the right shoulder. He's been in this position plenty of times before, including both of his walk-off walks. And right on cue, he finds that left center gap. Angel Perez have a heck of a start to a career. He's looking to turn it to 2, and he's got it. Nice double from Angel Perez into the left center gap. Umpires for this game today, calling balls and strikes, Jordan Shepard, and working the corners are Brandon Hastings and Scott Ginger.
If most of his lineup continues to keep missing the slider, we're going to see a handful of those.
Ahead 0-2. Back up the middle, and Vanguard answers back at least with 1 run, courtesy of the RBI single from Evan Avitia. So now we're going to see Levi Hall, who has been kind of the odd man out of this lineup for Vanguard. Probably the 10th man that you really think about in terms of offensively. Defensively, there's some question marks at times with him. Kind of the opposite of Kip Formulara, who you know is pretty good defensively, but his bat leaves a lot to be desired as the sweet bat of Levi Hall goes into the bullpen. Nice catch out there. Couldn't make which pitcher that was. I think that was Dakota Henson who made the snag in the bullpen. But
saw the minty blue glow, so gotta be Dakota.
Levi Hall, 375 hitter. Ray Cebulski on the 1-2. Up the middle, and it's going to eke out of the glove, and it stays in on the infield, but it's a productive hit nonetheless for Levi Hall. 2 on and still the 2 outs. That ball is smoked, and Buxton has just tied the game. Moonshot to left field. We've been waiting on that one. Fred Buxton said, I'm back.
I'm fine with being wrong about that, and Fred Buxton knew it. As soon as he hit that, looking to the dugout, the bat flip, and trying to get these guys fired up.
A man who had 5 home runs a season ago for Vanguard. As Slycar tries to double up here. That ball's back to deep center field. It's carrying, and that one's off the top of the wall. It did not leave. Oh, my gosh. Slycar's got himself a very, very loud double, probably about 6 inches away from going yard.
For the deepest part of the ballpark, dead center. We almost saw a Slycar back-to-back.
That was Buxton's first home run, by the way, since March 22nd, 2024, against SACU American Indian, a day that he went 4 for 4, actually, for that matter. High chopper back up the middle. Will it find Green? Ranging over is Bernath. He's safe. Mado's got speed. All of a sudden, Point Loma is wondering what the heck just happened. Vanguard's offense, hotter than a cast iron skillet, cooking some fried chicken. Slycar lingering just 90 feet away from taking the lead. Gallegos takes downstairs.
Gallegos might have trouble with it.
By the way, that's the 3rd home run that Ray Cebulski has surrendered this season. Gallegos smoked through the right side. Vanguard has the lead. Vanguard completely deflated after the Maz injury, and then the onslaught that Spencer Edmondson just gave up, plus all the frustration that you were seeing from the dugout from Coach Green in particular. And now it's going to be Point Loma's turn to have a conversation and talk things out because they are reeling right now. But a good job here from head coach Justin James to regroup his guys. Justin James in his 7th season, assisted by Steve Sanchez, Riley Regala, Jack Gonzalez, and Eric Smelko. A man in Smelko who actually played for Point Loma last season. Was one of their more accomplished players. James, he knows pitching, though. I will say that. This is a man who has led some of the best staffs in the country, even at the D1 level. He was the pitching coach at UC San Diego, and in 2018, their staff had 528 strikeouts, which was a single-season school record for them. And then now that he's at Point Loma, last season, 445 Ks for his staff, which was, again, a single-season record. Man knows pitching very well as he returns to his alma mater to lead the charge. 9th coach in school history, 185 and 89 and 1 record. That James, who has been prolific. The only times he did not make a regional was the shortened season of 2020, where it was canceled, and then 2021, where they didn't really have a postseason tournament because it was just the COVID was weird. So those are the only 2 times he has not taken Point Loma to a regional. Shiganaka got the party started. That ball is hit well to center field, but not well enough. Out number 3 is recorded, but not before Vanguard answers the 5 runs in the top of the second with 5 of their own, and it was punctuated by the 3-run shot from Fred Buxton. That ball is still traveling to this very moment. 6-5, Vanguard now working with the lead. Offensive onslaught for Vanguard provides them the 6-5 lead entering the top of the 3rd. Vanguard, get this, Zuby, 6 for 7 with 2 outs in that inning.
2 outs till something happens. Kind of bugs us a little bit.
They'll take the runs any way you can get them. One of the more wacky innings that we have seen in quite some time is guessing there is Rodriguez. Let's go and do that now. A .455 hitter making his 3rd start of the season, 6th appearance overall. Highest OPS on the team. In the air to right center field, Jackson Davis has a good read. He makes a snag. 1 away. That ball is hit very well to left center field. It might be too well. Oh, man, Jackson Davis misread the ball. Oh, that should have been caught. But Davis was worried about having to time it up with the wall, and as soon as he took his eye off the ball, it dropped right over his shoulder. Errors that were very similar to that Aaron Judge play. Chopper foul. 0-2.
Yeah, that's not much. So, yes, it should have been caught, but the fact to just let that drop is more of just not a physical error, but more of a mental error.
Mm-hmm. Communication is key. In any relationship, Zooey.
Yes, an outfield relationship, especially battery made with a pitcher and catcher.
Mm-hmm. Middle infield.
Middle infield.
Good defensive swing to stay alive for
between
Schwartz.
Broadcasters.
That one not as important.
I'll remember that.
Evanston taking a long glance into the signs from Perez. 0-2. Perez blocks well. How good has Perez looked so far defensively today?
It looks like he's just so confident out there. And
nice swing there. It's going to bounce in front of Shiggy, and the runner will hold on the corner. Remind you of a little softball swing there, a little slap shot.
Schwartz at first base because he's kind of looks like he's angled already to go to second base. So
yeah, that right foot is pointed.
Maybe try to catch him off foot.
Nearly grazing the shoulder there of Burneth. Really good eye, though, Zuby. You mentioned just small details like that, the footwork. His right foot is definitely pointed. It's going to be really hard to push off of that right foot to get back to the bag if it's not necessarily parallel. Good breaking ball for a 2-1 there.
It's definitely something, this small thing you can notice and just kind of catch him off guard.